Hello and welcome to the 172nd installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our other host, Jordan.
That's me, baby. Platform time?
Yeah, Jordan, where do we put this fucking unwatchable, unlistenable trash?
so thanks for the motivational speech. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS Feed, all linked below. YouTube and Spotify also have the video platforms, which will be important in future episodes and some past episodes. You can watch us do some funny stuff, some funny, goofy stuff.
We're funny boys.
Funny fellers. And you can always contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats, and most important, Little Kitty Bit City news and hype. And Instagram, TikTok, we're over there. Chris has been posting some stuff every now and then. So, we're back a little bit. Not like we should, because, we don't have a production team. It's just us.
It sucks out here being us, man.
Just believe it or not, this is a small gathering. There's no one else.
Some would say us. Some wouldn't even call it a gathering. Some would call it a twosome. A gruesome twosome.
Gruesome, juicy twosome. All right, Chris. So what's going on for today? What do we got going on?
Well, Jordan, we're in production right now.
Yeah, we're actually mid-production.
So we're in production at the moment. We're working on a little video based on, we'll mention all this in the video, but based on perhaps an April Fool's joke that was played.
That I'm upset about, because I was excited for this.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but we bought a soda stream for it.
Yeah.
So you will see what that video is about. We had filmed a portion of that video before we did this.
Yeah, should be coming up like pretty much around this time or right after you're hearing this. So
yeah, something like that.
Look for it.
Other than that, not a lot going on today.
No.
Not a lot. Just doing the podcast, doing the normal thing. I've just been turning into like a flesh blob. I've been Patrick Star lately.
Oh man, sticking to the roof of the rock.
I've just been sitting there like this. I've been just laid out. Like I haven't done anything productive in like a month.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see why.
I've been playing some video games though.
Some would say that's productive, okay?
I mean, I guess. It beats progress. Doing nothing.
It does beat just like doom scrolling TikTok or Reddit or something.
Right.
Definitely beats that.
So
what have you been playing?
I've been still working on 7 days a little bit here and there. I've been getting really into the horde bases. People build specific bases because of how the AI and the pathfinding in the game works. Mm-hmm. You can build a base where zombies will just flood into infinitely, essentially, until you kill all of them. So you build a staircase, and then you have like a platform out that has you use like poles as the runners, because they'll see that as a valid block, but they'll often fall through it. So like, it's such a small area. If you do literally anything to the zombie, you look at him the wrong way, he falls off.
Oh, interesting.
And then they run back around to the staircase and then do it all over again. And then in your fighting position, I have a cage essentially. So it's a big cage, and there's a port window that I'll shoot out of. And you're pretty much invincible in there. Like nothing can get to you. Unless one of the fat bitch cops explodes.
Oh.
Then it'll take out, like, I had one that was running at me. I was about to explode. I got him down onto the ground, and he blew up like a good portion of the base that was holding up my fighting position.
Oh shit.
So, just beware of that. And that was like, it was like 6 or 9 entire blocks of solid concrete.
Jesus.
Which is the second strongest material in the game.
What's the strongest, like steel?
The strongest is steel.
Makes sense.
I started at cobblestone, and then I upgraded everything to concrete, but I don't have the steel production to do steel. And then plus I used all my steel recently because I got all the magazines to get the 4x4
Nice.
I don't have the gyrocopter yet. That's what I want to get. I've seen gameplay of it, of people using it, and it's definitely 7 days. You know,
Yeah.
it's definitely like a 7 days implementation of something.
Yeah, it's not all there.
Yeah, it's definitely useful. I could see why it would be useful. I think I'll use it for like very long distance travel, especially considering the other vehicles you can just pop into your inventory.
Really?
Yeah, like the 4x4, you can just, like an entire truck, a Jeep, you can just hold E, hit pick up, and it just goes into your inventory, and you can just plop it back down.
But we had to make sure we got rid of the bottles.
But the
jars.
The glass jars couldn't do it.
Yeah, no.
And we can't make it so that we can't make it so that when you pick up your forge, all the resources that are in the forge go with it.
No.
That deletes your resources still to this day.
That's crazy. That game does seem so terrible, but so good.
So when you move your house, you have to empty your forge. So
Or
that
you lose
adds, and of course, that adds another potentially hour onto moving your house. Because each item, like if you're making just iron, you're getting your iron out of the forge, each item takes a second to craft. So if you have 8,000 iron in your fucking forge, good luck.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
That's one of the things that I really hate about the crafting system is how much time is assigned to everything. Like, if I make a chemistry station, okay, I made a chemistry station, and it takes 14 minutes to make.
Right.
14 minutes.
That's kind of wild.
You hit the craft button, and you won't have the thing you're crafting for 14 minutes?
And do you have to stay there?
No,
that's
but
good
like
at least.
still, I try to make the vehicles, when I unlock a new vehicle, I make the vehicle overnight because it gives me something to do at night. And I was trying to do the 4x4, but for the 4x4, the chassis, you need, I think, like 250 steel. And that shit, I had to make like, I think 150 because I had some on hand. And that shit took like half an hour.
Jesus Christ. Like in real life time?
Like real half an hour. Like a real actual half hour.
Jesus.
So I had to just leave and go do my thing. And the forge, by the way, the chemistry station, the fire, anything that requires fuel, except the vehicles don't do this, but they don't turn off when they're done with what you're doing.
So they just keep burning fuel?
So you can just put your fuel in there and have it go and craft something and forget to turn it off and go through all your fuel.
I mean, I guess that's kind of realistic if you do have a fuel supply, I suppose.
I guess.
But it's kind of dumb.
But, I mean, cut me a break.
I think Minecraft does it best, where like that last fuel that was just starting to burn will still continue to burn.
Exactly.
But then the next thing doesn't
Exactly.
burn.
Like, cut me a fucking break here, man.
Yeah, but Chris, how else would they make a realistic survival game where you don't have jars?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I think you just don't see the vision, pal.
Oh, I see the vision. The vision is just constantly shifting.
Yeah, that game seems
The vision is
odd.
The vision is fuck you.
Yeah. How can we inconvenience the player more?
How can we make it a pain in the ass to play this game?
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised the horde base that I built still works. Because they changed the pathfinding of the zombies like every update so that you have to change your horde base designs.
Yeah.
I think maybe controversial for me to say, just let your players have fun.
No.
Because having a shit ton of zombies run into your base and shooting at them while you're safe in a cage is a lot of fun.
Right. That makes sense.
Like I'll be having a good time. I got a big rifle. I have like a M4 looking rifle, and I just put on like Freebird and I shoot everything.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fucking fun. I rinsed through like 900 bullets last Horde night.
Damn.
I used all of my 7.62 ammo that I brought with me. I used like all of my pistol ammo, and I was using my Magnum too. And I used like most of the ammo for the Magnum. So I used like all my ammo, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
So
but they're going to nerf that, and eventually you can't.
Yeah, they're going to make it, at least they have it so that you can actually craft guns and things now.
Yeah.
Back in the earlier updates, you couldn't craft shit. You could craft guns, don't get me wrong. But you had to get a pistol book. Like, if you wanted to craft a pistol, you had to get a pistol book. And there was only one pistol, too. And once you had the pistol book, you couldn't just make the parts to make the gun. You had to find the parts. And then, once you found the parts, you could assemble one.
Yeah.
But, like...
It was more like an instruction manual on how to assemble it than it was how to craft it.
Yeah, and now the only item you have to find, which isn't really a pain because they're very abundant, is like, there's just a generic pistol parts item. Where you find that, and I think that's the only thing you have to find in order to craft a pistol, but like, you find them so often.
Yeah, now it's like overabundant.
Anytime you find a shotgun Messiah crate, you're gonna have like pistol parts, shotgun parts, rifle parts, bow parts, any of the various parts are going to be in there. So, they're pretty abundant, so that's not that terrible. But like, the fucking jars, man, I'm still mad about.
Yeah, you modded them back in, didn't you?
Yeah, I put them back in because it's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's asinine that there would be such a removal of like, because we made it makes it too easy or something. What do you mean it makes it too easy? Like, survival
supposed to be a hunter-gatherer, dude.
The whole point of a survival game is after a while, you have enough stuff to sustain you.
That is ultimately the goal. Survive.
And then given the fact that you made farming fucking useless, like, it was never useful to begin with.
It's made it worse.
Like, it's worse in a sense now that you can't stay and tend to a farm now. You have to go out and loot. Because if you don't go out and loot, you never find magazines. If you never find magazines, you can never get better tools.
Yeah, because you don't get it through crafting the tools anymore.
Yeah, so you can't just be like a base. So like, especially if you're playing in a group, like if you're playing in a group, there will be like, you can have like, back in the day, you could have a dedicated like raiding party. Whereas like, these guys get together, they go out into the city, they find all the loot. And they kill the zombies and they do that and they come back. And then there's like a home team who fortifies the base and builds up a base for Horde Night.
Right.
And does a farm and the whole nine. Can't do that anymore. You all have to be a raiding party. Because if you don't raid, unless you have a dedicated tool guy, like, oh, this is the Snap-on guy. He comes around. He comes around and crafts a level 6 steel pickaxe.
Can you collect magazines and like bring them, or do you have to use them as soon as you grab them?
You don't have to use them, so you can have people collect them, but like,
yeah, and then give them to the tool guy.
Yeah, generally when I loot things, though, generally your inventory will get clogged up with magazines though if you don't read them.
Right.
So like, I'm maxed out on certain things. So, like, the medical magazines, I've read all 75 of them. Or all of the 75 that I need. So if I get one, I can read it, sure, but it's not going to do anything. So I just keep it so I can sell it to the trader. But finding those magazines is just it's inventory bloat. So often people will just go out and raid, and then they'll read the magazine as soon as they find it.
Yeah, right. Instead of bringing it back,
it's kind of a strange way to make your game.
Yeah, you would think by doing you would level up. It's usually the RPG way.
Yeah, or like you just make the points matter again. Maybe the magazines give you like extra bonus points or something.
Or you do what like a lot of games do. Like even State of Decay does this, where like, you learn a skill set, and then a magazine unlocks like a subset of the skill. So like, for example, you can get a magazine that specifically teaches you something with farming, and you now have a farming specific skill, but you don't need that magazine to have a farm on your base. You get bonuses for having that skill, like it might be 50% more yield or something.
And that's what the skill points do. And also there are books, not to be confused with the magazines. There are books you can find where each category of like something will have like 7 or 10 books. And then there'll be like between 75 and like 120 magazines. Mm-hmm. Magazines are generic, you find them everywhere. The books, you have to find specific volumes, and they all do specific things. So
cool.
that does exist. Like, these systems all exist.
They're not well used, it seems. They're not clear.
Like, I think they could have just... I think the magazine thing is just superfluous.
Yeah, you mean you already have the books. Why both?
Like, just have the books... and then make the skill points so you can craft better shit with your skill points.
Yeah, and like get the skill points by doing.
Yeah, like you get experience for like building stuff and digging stuff. So make it so people can use those points to level up their tools.
Made sense to me.
That's kind of how it used to be.
Yeah, I feel like that's... almost like a common sense thing in a way.
Almost, yeah.
I don't know.
That fucking game, man.
What about 7 Days Blood Moon, that new game they're making? I showed you.
It's
like Dead by Daylight, but 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Deadlight.
It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I don't care for the genre. So
I mean, it's
the asymmetrical multiplayer.
I think maybe controversial again. Finish the first fucking game you started.
Yeah, maybe get it out of Alpha 210 or whatever, 21 that's in.
Like, Alpha, okay. Every time they do an update for the game, they always say that Bandits and Story are coming in the next update. Like, Bandits and Story were like, if I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to be in Alpha 20. And then they're like, no, it's probably going to be like an Alpha 21 thing. I'm like, okay. And then, now we're in Alpha 21, and they've announced Alpha 22, and granted, the update looks pretty good, but they said, okay, now Bandits and Story is expected in Alpha 23.
Yeah.
When is this coming out, man?
It's a mythical thing.
Like, my question is this, okay? When are they actually going to explore this concept of like the Duke, because you get Duke's casino tokens, and they belong to this figurehead called the Duke of Navezgane, and he's like this guy who was in the lore. He was like really on the ball about like the zombification virus, right? And he, like, started his own, like, compound or whatever. And now he owns this town, essentially.
Right.
When are you going to introduce the Duke? There's paintings of him. He's on the coin. Just bring him back. Make it, like, a party-based thing. That would be pretty cool. If you could just have party followers. And I know it's possible in the game. There's mods that do it.
Fair.
If the mod can do it, you can do it too, and probably a lot better.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, I don't know what gives. So, I'll check back in Alpha 37 when we're still...
Bandits, when they bring jars back.
Bandits are coming back. Bandits are coming in Alpha 40, I swear, guys.
No, but the jars come back in Alpha 40, Chris. They can't overlap that.
The fun pimps, they're all 95 years old. No. We swear, the jars are coming back. The bandits are coming to the next update. Okay, Grandpa. It's time for your medicine.
Yeah, and the game has no microtransactions, right?
No.
So you would expect that, like, at this point, wouldn't they just want to get the game out there and done?
By the fucking way, it's one of the best-selling games on Steam still.
Yeah.
Like I think it's consistently within the top 20 most played games on Steam on any day.
Yeah, they need to just get the game out there. Like, they need to finish their content and get it out.
Just fucking finish the game.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why you would hold on to this, and, like, I don't know. It just seems bizarre. Like, Alpha 40 is going to come around with the fucking bandits, and there's going to be, like, 10 concurrent players. Like...
Yeah, by the time the game comes out, it's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah. I mean, it already surprisingly kind of should be. It's, like, what, 12 years old?
That's 10. So... It's entered its 10th year, or it's entered its 11th year of development.
For that game to be holding on for 10 going on 11 years is miraculous. It's a miracle it made it past year 2.
Yep.
Most games don't even have that luxury, so, like, I don't know why they're fucking playing with fire. Like, eventually people are just going to be like, you know what? Or, like, the next thing is going to come out, like the next POW world that has what 7 days is promising but not doing, and then it's going to be obsolete. So
I'm going to make a game called 8 Days to Live. And instead of a horde every 7 days, it's going to be every 8 days. And you actually have followers and there's bandits and a story.
that'd be cool.
It's going to be 1-to-1, bar for bar, the same game.
It's basically the same source code.
But it's going to have the bandits and the story and I'm going to do it in less than 10 years. Just to say that I did.
Yeah. It'll be promise, Bandits by Alpha 5.
Promise, Bandits by Alpha 1.
There you go.
And Alpha 1 is never going to come out.
Yeah. We're going to stay at Beta 2 forever.
So, in addition to that, I've also picked back up Cyberpunk.
A much more complete game.
Yeah. I finished up the DLC, finally. So I played, like, the first half of it, and then I never finished it. And this is going to be I'm going to talk spoilers for a little bit. Just so I'm upset.
Right.
I will say, I'm not upset at the DLC, at the story of the DLC. I thought it was a very good DLC. I thought it was fantastic. My anger lies in the characters that are present. Because it's such a shitty situation. So to explain, for those who don't plan on playing it, you can listen. But if you plan on playing it and care about spoilers, don't listen to this part. You essentially there's this new area that they unlock called Dogtown. It's like this district that's been taken over by like a warlord, essentially.
It's at Boston.
This guy called Hanson. And what happens is you go to Dogtown to investigate something else. And you get contacted by a netrunner called Songbird, and she contacts you through the relic chip that's in your head.
Yep. You're trying to get out.
Basically, dicks Johnny Silverhand for a little bit.
Good on her.
And she's now the engram that you see, and she's talking to you saying like, "Hey, the fucking president's about to explode in Dogtown, so you gotta go get her."
President Rosalind Myers, baby.
So the president's about to crash, and you gotta save her. And you're like, "What the fuck is in it for me?" She's like, "I can cure you. I can fix your relic." So you're like, "All right, shit, I'm sold." So you go in, you save the president. You get back to you shoot a bunch of guys. The first mission, by the way, is like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
You gotta fight a bunch of guys, and then you go through a bunch of places.
Get the president.
And then you get the president, you go with the president, and then you fight a big spider thing.
Yeah.
The
Chimera.
The Chimera is a big robot spider, and you shoot that thing, and that's pretty neat, I guess.
That was a tough-ass boss fight, by the way.
It was a pain in the ass, yeah. Especially by that point, you're like an hour and a half or 2 hours into this mission, and you're like, fucking Christ, just end!
Yeah, it is. It is pretty long.
So, president's safe. You're in a safe house in Dogtown. But she needs to get back to Washington, D.C. So, she puts you in contact with Reed, who's a special agent working for their version of the FBI, which is the FIA. So, you meet with Reed, and Reed gets the president out of Dogtown to safety and what have you. And then you gotta rescue Songbird, basically, because she's kind of like been captured, they put it, by Hanson.
Yep.
Come to find out, you finally meet with her in person. She's not exactly like captured. She's kind of using Hanson in a way to kind of further her own interests.
Yeah. And he thinks he's using her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like and then you find out that she's kind of responsible for taking down the president's ship.
It was all part of a plan.
It was all part of her plan, yeah.
Her to use him and leverage him.
Yeah. So you meet Hansen you meet Hansen face to face, you meet fucking Songbird face to face, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna help you get out of here, basically.
And you're gonna help my brain.
And you're going to fix my brain, I think. And she explains how the cure works. It's like a little thing of AI that you put in your brain, and it fixes you.
Yeah, it rebuilds like your construct, basically.
And you can shoot your way out of that place afterwards, because Hansen kicks you out, because he finds out what you're up to, basically.
Yeah.
He kicks you out, and they fuck up Reed. Reed gets the shit kicked out of him. Mm-hmm. And then you get kicked out, and the guards are like, fuck you, man. And you can leave, or you can just say, hey, fuck you, and then shoot the place to pieces.
Did you say Reed gets the shit kicked out of him?
Yeah.
He didn't in my playthrough.
He didn't?
No.
Because I was at the bar where you first talk to him, and you have to talk to the twins.
Yeah.
You go to the roulette table, he's gone.
Yeah.
Because Hansen and his guys have him.
So I think that depends on your choices, because Hansen and his guys have him in my playthrough, but they didn't beat him up. They just let him outside. You meet him outside after. He's just chilling. And he says they caught him and they kicked him out.
I think they roughed him up.
No, yeah, in my playthrough they didn't.
Huh.
Yeah. I literally get led down an elevator. I open to the grand hall, and he's out there. And he's like, what's up? And then you get in the car with him and you take off. That's it.
Oh, yeah, because he's like, yeah, we shouldn't mess with these guys. But you know me. I pranced around with a shotgun and killed every single person that was in that club.
And you said they fucked up Reed?
He was definitely, I think they
It's
roughed
probably
him up.
because you didn't go peacefully. That's probably why.
Well, no, it happened while he was gone.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, they don't beat him up in my playthrough. That's super strange.
Unless I'm mistaken, and he was just like, I don't know, maybe he was just tweaking or something.
No, I mean, I've heard when I went to the dev conference, like at Patsy's with them about Phantom Liberty, they talked about the multiple things you can do in the casino that changed the outcome. So you probably just did something different. I didn't. Maybe I talked to more people or something.
Maybe.
I know you can fuck up your discussions with people and make people suspicious.
You know what it is? It might be because I was a dickhead to Hansen when he first introduces himself.
I wasn't.
I was like, he offers it. You have an option to shake his hand, and I just didn't. I'm like, yeah, I'm here on business.
I don't remember if I shook his hand, but I was pretty good with him after because I knew I was outnumbered.
And then when he comes back,
played nice.
When he comes back to like kick you out specifically, I was like, fuck you, buddy, fuck you.
Yeah. No, I played nice.
And he kicks me out. I probably killed 80 of his men. Like, I killed so many people. So much so that you're supposed to get outside. The way that they very clearly want you to go, even if you don't go peacefully, is you get outside and you run away immediately. And then you have to lose your tail in Dogtown, basically. So you have, like, heat on you. I didn't do that. I just stayed and I shot everyone that was there.
I killed the tail.
And then it said, I looked around to make sure no one was left. And I took out any stragglers. And I walked out and it said, lose your tail. And I turned around to go back to the compound to see if anyone was chasing me. No one was there. And then it checked it off. And then Reed called me. And was like, hey, things got pretty hot, huh?
Yeah. You must have been running for a while. You're just like loading a shotgun. No, I wasn't running too long.
No, I was chilling actually.
I had a nice whiskey sour at the bar.
Yeah, I killed probably enough men to seriously dent Hansen's forces.
I love RPGs because at that point, like in real life, Hansen would be like, "Oh fuck, dude! Like, oh my god, what is this guy?"
It's like, oh Jesus!
In the game, he's still like, "You're a runt." That's pretty wild.
You serious?
Yeah.
Anyway, you after that, you kind of the whole mission there is to, as well as meeting Songbird, you have to kind of clone the personality of two netrunners who are supposed to meet with Hansen, who have the codes to the neural matrix that's going to help you, and Songbird. So that's what happens when Reed is getting his shit kicked in. Mm-hmm. That's what's going on. You're at the roulette table talking to these two people.
Yeah.
And basically what happens is they You get kicked out, and then you meet with Hanson. That's what happens. You meet with Hanson. That's the next mission. And he kind of buys it. He's a little suspicious, but he's down with it. And then you have the option to go retrieve. You have to go retrieve the construct or the matrix, and with Songbird. And she contacts you beforehand and tells you, like, I have a plan. I'm gonna get out of here. And you have the option to either side with Songbird or side with Reed, because Reed has another plan where he's gonna like knock out Songbird with a little thing, and then take her back to have her like prosecuted, basically.
Yeah.
So I betrayed Reed. I got Songbird out of that place.
As did I.
That place. If there were any of Hanson's guys left after the incident at the club, there were not a lot left after I left that place.
Yeah.
Hanson gets done in. I guess if you side with Reed, there's a boss fight with Hanson.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did all that. Then it comes to the end. You got to get. So Hanson's dead. It comes to the very end. You have to get Songbird into an airport.
Yeah, to try to escape.
Because she's going to the moon, where on the moon they're gonna build a prototype of the cure.
Yeah.
And then the NUSA, like the president herself is there again with Reed, and they're looking for V and Songbird, and you basically shoot up the place. You become essentially a terrorist.
Yeah.
You shoot up an airport, but eventually you get her to this train, the shuttle to the rocket that's going to go to the moon. But before you get there, Reed steps out and is like, "Let her go." Oh, backtracking.
She's fucked
When
up.
you're on the train, she reveals that she betrayed you. The cure only works once, and she's going to use it.
Because she thinks she's dying, by the way. That's the only reason she revealed it. Because she's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Because she's like actually dying.
Yeah.
And like, oh, well, there goes that then. So Reed steps out and he's like, "Hey, you got to let her go. I'm going to have her prosecuted and this and that." And at that point, you can make a series of dialogue choices where Reed just shoots you in the face.
Yeah.
I did that the first time because I wanted to see if he would do it, or if it would be like a quick draw kind of thing. No, he just shoots you. You die and you have to restart. He shot me so hard my game crashed. So
Just EMP rounds.
I did that. But the second time I just I gave her up. I'm like, go, take her. Because make sure I get my cure, though. I don't care about you or her, really. I care about me and me only. Mm-hmm. Get me my cure. And Johnny Silverhand shows up to bitch about it, obviously, because, I don't know, he's got so many issues with... Granted, yes, you sold her up the river, but, like...
She lied.
She lied to me. I wouldn't have been in this situation if she didn't say, "Hey, I can cure you." If she didn't use me and use Reed, frankly.
Yeah.
So much so that I think Hanson's kind of introduced as like the enemy or the antagonist here, but he's kind of inconsequential. Like he doesn't matter really. I don't think he's really a bad guy. He's a bad guy, don't get me wrong, but like he's not the bad guy for the story really.
You kind of sold a false bill of sale.
Yeah, in the end, you can betray Songbird, which is what I did. I just gave her up so I can get my cure. And I'm at the point now where you have the option to go get the surgery. I haven't done that part yet, but...
You haven't fucking done that part?
No.
Are you... Thank God I didn't talk about what happens after that.
No, I haven't done that part yet.
It's fucking buck wild.
I didn't do that part yet because I wanted to finish up all my other stuff first.
Oh my God, Chris. Oh my God. You got to do that surgery. Like, ASAP. You haven't even seen the ending yet.
Damn.
Like, God damn. I can't. That's literally like playing Spider-Man. Up until when the Devil's Breath gets released and be like, oh, I guess that's the end of the game. Like, you're missing all of the stuff after that. Like, that's crazy. There's not a whole ton, admittedly, of, like, you doing stuff. But, like, major plot progression is going to happen in the next, like, hour and a half of your life. So
yeah, but doesn't that serve as an ending to the game?
I mean, technically, yes, but...
So that's why I haven't played it yet.
What other side stuff are you doing? You trying to 100% the game?
No, I have other fucking stuff I'm doing in Dogtown.
What other commitments do you have?
I'm doing shit in Dogtown.
You killed the bad guy.
I'm playing the game, Jordan.
I'm just saying, you complaining about the ending that you've got so far. I want to know your thoughts on what you're about to experience. Because I think you're going to have some very strong thoughts. Because I have crazy strong thoughts. And it's a good thing you mentioned that you haven't done the surgery, because I was about to express and ask about that.
Okay.
God damn.
All right. Fine. I didn't know this was gonna be such a point of contention for you.
That's just it's just crazy, because it's literally like, yeah, you have a major thing.
I have my feelings on what's going to happen. I have a very strong feeling that it's not gonna go well. Or something terrible is going to happen during the surgery, and you're like either a different person, or your brain explodes.
Different person, yeah.
Or you're like, you turn into Johnny Silverhand fully, or like, or you get like mega cancer, or Reed is just like, yeah, it was a ruse, and he just shoots you or something. That's what I'm anticipating, but I'm under the impression it's an ending to the game, and I want to play some of the other side stuff first.
If I was you, I would make a save, but I would experience that ending, like go through with the end, just because like I need to know your honest thoughts on it. If you better be done with it by next episode. We need to talk about the actual ending. And I need to know your thoughts on it, because I have some very strong thoughts on it. Extremely strong. And I thought that's where this was heading, but I'm not going to say it, obviously.
No, I was just mad about this. I was just mad about that story with Songbird, because
it is kind of like a debate.
The reason I thought it was kind of inconsequential, or that portion was kind of inconsequential, was because I think there's no follow-up at all, really, if you let Songbird just go.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
So I thought it was like, oh, well, that's it.
Yeah, I wonder what the other, like, the side with the Reed option is. It's probably just jump straight to the ending you're getting by technically siding with him again, I guess, just after debating him.
I haven't played that part. I will play it again. I will play it probably today.
Yeah.
I have a few things I want to finish up.
Yeah, I'll make some pre-pro notes as soon as this is over. Put that on there. That needs to be on the docket.
I am going to contact you about it.
Yeah, because I need to know. Like, that's crazy.
So I'll have to see, because I have my feelings, I have my thoughts. I have the strong feeling that because of how the game portrays this ending, or this, siding with Reed at the very end, and how Johnny reacts to it, because Johnny serves as kind of a narrator for the developer's thoughts on your actions.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's
like,
fair.
if you do something shitty, or you do the bad ending to something, Johnny complains about it. So my thought is that because of how Johnny reacted, he's like, "You're a fucking traitor." I'm like, Johnny,
Fuck you,
this
bitch.
whole thing, Johnny, this whole thing that we're doing, Johnny, is about fixing my brain. Johnny, did you forget? Johnny, did you forget why we're in this predicament? Johnny, did you forget?
You should forget what the last 40 hours entailed, bitch.
Bro, I've been doing all of this to get rid of you.
And you agreed at some point.
And you said you wanted me to. So
Can't believe you get rid of me, man.
yeah, like I don't know if I can lie, cheat, and steal up until the point where I have to betray someone that I liked.
Yeah.
How is that different than? How is that worse than me shooting hundreds of people
In an airport. Yeah.
Like I committed an act of terrorism for this cure.
Why stop now?
I could never fly again. I'm an enemy to an entire country because of this cure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I have my feelings that it's going to go terrible, though.
You actually get penile cancer. Yeah. That's how it ends.
Well, you're cured, but only your eyeballs move now.
Oh my god.
Or
That'd be terrifying.
You're cured, but you're blind, deaf. You can't talk. You can't move.
You can't even hear me right now. I don't know why I'm telling you this.
And you're just gonna sit here And it massively extended your lifespan, so you're going to be here for another 200-300 years. So good luck.
That'd be crazy. That'd be fucking crazy.
That's my thoughts on that, and I will have additional thoughts on
Absolutely
on that part of it, because I didn't do that yet because I anticipated that being the ending of my playthrough.
I was genuinely pissed when I played the game at how long the actual ending is, because it's like another solid fucking hour and a half or 2 hours.
Is it really?
Yeah, at least it felt like it. I mean, I didn't really track it, but it's kind of just like a
I'll tell you what. When I play, I'm gonna play tonight. Either way, I will make a save. I'll play that, and depending on how I feel, I'll play the additional side stuff I was gonna play.
Okay, and then if you don't like any of it, you need to play Spider-Man 2. You need to play Spider-Man 2, Chris.
I'll do it eventually.
You need to do it ASAP. Come on, man.
I'll do it eventually.
You have the game. You have the console.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the ass.
In what way?
So I gotta plug it in. I gotta turn it on.
Oh no! Oh, how could I forget?
I gotta install the game. And then who knows? I might have to hit play.
Dude, imagine, Chris.
Then Jordan, listen. And then I might have to play the game.
Imagine if you were going somewhere Monday for perhaps 8 to 8.5 hours, if not more, where you could maybe hit install prior to going to this place, and then when you come back 8 to 8.5 hours later, you can just hit play. Imagine.
Yeah, but then I gotta turn the console on. I gotta plug it in. I gotta switch my video input. And then I gotta find the game. I gotta install the game. I gotta hit the button. And then
I don't know why I try. Why don't you go fucking play 7 Days to Die and then maybe just kill yourself, honestly?
Jordan, you know what? I just might.
Just I'm gonna delete your 7 days save. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bamboozle
I
you.
might strangle you.
I'm gonna strangler.
That's not a joke. I might throttle your neck. I might turn your neck into a Play-Doh snake.
Gonna have to catch me first.
I'm gonna do this to your neck.
Like a fucking chicken.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you into a goose.
There you go. Long neck. Leave it to you, Chris, to talk about yourself for 46 minutes. You fucking bitch.
I talked about two video games for most of that.
No, I know. I'm just joking. I just noticed we're at 49 minutes. Well, give or take 2 in the beginning and 3 just now. 5 minutes.
All right, Jordan, enlighten us then.
Oh, yeah. I did
What do you want to talk about?
I did nothing. Jesus Christ, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't braced for impact.
I was going to throw my weight into that, but I was like, that's probably a bad idea.
Listen, if I didn't have my hands in my pocket, I would have been a little better prepared. I was just like, oh, ruh-roh. Ruh-roh as head trauma ensues.
I could have thrown a lot more into that.
Granted, the video we're about to make is going to lead to head trauma anyway, so...
I think it's head trauma that caused the video.
Yeah, probably. But Chris, what I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. So there's a pretty big lull right now for releases. There's a couple cool things coming in that's a month or so. We got Ghost of Tsushima on PC that I'm really looking forward to. But as we kind of talked a little bit before the show, Forbidden West came to PC, Horizon Forbidden West. So I went back, started playing Horizon Zero Dawn, because Bud Light Boy was playing it in preparation for Forbidden West, and then now he's on Forbidden West. And I really like the Horizon series. The first one's a lot weaker than the second, just from a general pacing and flow perspective. But it's still a decent game. It's got that Witcher cringy animation charm to it. That I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of getting old. As I'm playing the game more and more. Geralt's pretty stiff in The Witcher. He's oh yes, and he crosses his arms, and then the other characters are oh my god, there's a monster around here. They look like fucking claymations. Yeah, it's kind of how Horizon is. You're talking to these characters that kind of look like dog shit in Zero Dawn. So Forbidden West improves on that incredibly. So I can't wait to replay it because I played it on PS5. So I shall be playing it soon on PC.
Yeah, I'm gonna play probably Zero Dawn and Forbidden West soon because I saw Forbidden West came out on PC. So
yeah, I really think you should play I think they're good. I think you should play something shorter first, like Spider-Man 2 though, or something similar. I don't know.
But then Jordan, I'd have to turn on the console.
We're not doing this again. We're just not doing this.
I'd have to plug it in. I'd have to turn it on.
I'm hanging on by a thread here.
My biggest gripance actually is the fact that I can't just seamlessly get my headphones connected to the PS5.
The Mark IIIs?
I have Mark 5s now.
Oh, you ended up getting Mark. When did that happen?
I thought I told you about it.
No.
Oh.
Last I knew you had Mark 3s. I know they were acting kind of funky.
Yeah, my Mark 3s are like, I touched them wrong and they broke.
How are the Mark 5s?
The Mark 5s are fine.
Yeah, good.
I will say, the only super annoying thing is, I don't use noise canceling, but the button doesn't go between noise canceling, ambient, and noise canceling off. It goes between noise canceling and ambient. So if you want to turn off noise canceling, I have to connect it to my phone, go into the app, turn off noise canceling in the app,
And then
disconnect it from my phone, and then connect it to my computer. But I don't have to do that every time, only when noise canceling's on. Like every time I turn them on, it's off by default.
Just thinking about general UX concepts. Have you tried holding the button to see if it turns it off? Okay.
Yes, I've tried a lot of different things.
Yeah, nothing works. Huh, I'm surprised. That's kind of dumb.
I've tried holding the button. I've tried spamming the button. I've tried giving the button a little kiss.
Have you tried talking nice to it? Like take it out for dinner, maybe?
I tried sweet talking the button. I tried being real mean to the button. See, maybe
you get
that's
the
what it was
1940s stay-at-home wife
I
classic.
gave the button a black eye because my dinner was late.
Yeah.
So, and that didn't work either. So,
Yeah, made sense. But
the phone thing, that worked fine.
interesting.
But yeah, I can't just hit like a button and have them just connect to the PS5.
Yeah, you'd have to get the dongle that I have, which works, but
And
it's
then
a
I gotta plug the dongle in.
Yeah.
Is
anyway,
it a Sony dongle or is it just generic one?
it's a generic one. It's called the Avantri D8, I believe. Avantri D8. Something like that. I'll have to look it up. But, yeah, I've been playing Horizon. I plan on probably replaying Days Gone again for like the 4th time soon. Supposedly Ragnarok's coming to PC soon, as well as Last of Us 2. That seems to be the next 2 in 2024 until we get 2025, where they're saying Spider-Man 2 will come out. It seems like, just based on the track record. So
And then I'll play it.
I might play Ragnarok. I might play Ragnarok again if it comes to PC. I don't know. I'll be honest. The God of War games aren't much of a replay thing for me. Maybe my opinion will change as time goes on, but there's just something about those games inherently by design that I don't want to replay.
I
don't know what it is.
I picked up a lot on my most recent playthrough of God of War. I think that's might be my 3rd playthrough. I think I replayed it when it came out on PC.
Yeah.
But that was like an in and out playthrough.
Yeah, I did
This
3.
one was more extensive.
I've done 3 of 2018. Nothing ever super extensive beyond like the first one.
But I didn't replay I want to replay Ragnarok, but there are specific pieces of that game that and there are specific pieces of a lot of games that are like this that I refer to as replay killers.
Yeah.
Like Gwarma in
And
Red Dead 2. The one specific mission that I'm not going to spoil because Alex still hasn't fucking played it. And that's
And
like
Ragnarok, yeah.
3 fucking hours long.
Yeah. And there's other small versions of that mission too throughout that are also kind
Yes.
of dookie.
That are asinine.
Yeah.
That just slow down the game.
Yeah. For me, the big one with like I was thinking of like Red Dead 1. Dude, the fucking herding. Like when you first get to the
when
McFarlane
you're just dicking around
ranch.
on a farm with Bonnie?
Yeah, like it's really good character building. It's fantastic. You know, the first 2 times, but
And
on
it's-
playthrough 8, it fucking sucks.
That's how I feel about those sections in Ragnarok.
Or even Spider-Man for me, the intro to Spider-Man. I love the intro scene, like with Kingpin. I'll replay that 100 times. But as soon as you're done with that, and then you're just running around stopping crimes for Yuri, like learning how the crime system works.
Yeah.
I hate those. That specific part always gets me on my
yeah,
playthroughs.
that's fair. But those are definitely like, I don't think 2018 has a lot of replay killers in it, or has like a distinct replay killer.
Not really, no.
Maybe the mission at Alfheim kind of sucks, but it's like it just sucks because I think it's too hard for that early in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely scaled weird, that one mission. But other than that, yeah, it's not. I can't remember any. That's why I've replayed that 3 times in Ragnarok never. So.
But I'll do a playthrough of Spider-Man pretty soon.
Spider-Man 2, you're saying? Or
Yeah.
1? Yeah.
Playthrough Spider-Man 2.
Like I said, I was playing Horizon. There's not a whole lot out. So actually, I went back the other day. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was fucking around with Shiaki on the Steam Deck, which is the PS Remote Play for Steam Deck. And I was like, let me just try this out. And it was working okay, but I was like, wait a minute. was my PlayStation on Wi-Fi? Because it was still kind of stuttery, but yet I remote play my desktop all the time beautifully. And I was like, oh, my PS5's on Wi-Fi, so I plugged in through Ethernet. So now I can play all the PS5 games on Steam Deck in the same house or like even on a different Wi-Fi. Pretty damn good. Like,
is it just like open source?
Yeah, it's an open source Linux thing that I had installed a long time ago, and it didn't work great. So I did that, and that motivated me to actually replay Spider-Man PS4. Well, I guess PS5, the first one, the remastered, so I could get the platinum. So I officially have the platinum and Spider-Man remastered, which is pretty sweet. So
I have the platinum. Is Miles Morales worth playing?
Story-wise, yeah. If you've never played it, absolutely. It's my least favorite one by far, but
I've heard it's quick.
It's short. It's more of the same. The only reason it's kind of my least favorite is because like there's just something about the side content that I don't like as much as the first one. Like you don't get as much cool stuff. Like I liked the backpacks in the first one, and what was the other thing? You collect backpacks, you do the photo shoots, you do the oh my god, it's been so long. Oh, the hideouts, the gang hideouts. There's like a couple of those in Miles Morales, but I don't know. Something about the side content doesn't really jive with me, to be honest. But I do enjoy the story of Miles Morales. It's pretty good. And you definitely need to play it before you play Spider-Man 2. Like, for sure.
So do you think I could jump in, do Miles Morales, like, bang out the story?
Oh, hell yeah. You could get it on PC. If you don't already have it, just buy it on PC. If you wanted to, you can play it on Steam Deck. If you wanted to, you can play it on PC. It runs fantastic on both. And yeah, you can fly through it in, like, 6 hours.
Oh. I could probably do that in, like, one sitting.
Let me see, like how long? Let me see what it says. How long to beat? Because maybe it technically plays out longer. But like I think I only have 10 or 12 hours in it, and I beat it.
Because if I'm playing it solely as a prereq to Spider-Man 2, I'm not gonna fly through side content. I'm just gonna fly through the game.
Yeah, which is fair. 7 hours for story. 7.5.
I could probably do it in one sitting. I did do BioShock Infinite in one sitting.
Yeah, that game's fun.
And that took me like 8 hours or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 7.5 for Miles Morales.
I could probably do it in an afternoon.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can do it. And like, yeah, just blitz through it. You really only need to get like some of the character building, I suppose. Like it's kind of like a coming of age story, you know.
I see. So I'll give it a play.
Yeah, and it has important implications for like the second one or whatever. So definitely give it a play. It's short.
Depending on how I feel after this cyberpunk thing that you keep telling me about.
Also, yeah, no, you might just go into stasis mode. Just
I'm gonna if I'm not punching the walls.
The thing about Miles Morales 2, the reason I say definitely play it before 2, is because Spider-Man 1 and 2 and Miles Morales, you think the swinging is pretty quick, right? Like it's pretty quick how fast you swing around.
Yeah.
You have not seen 2.
Huh.
I kid you not. You can move at almost like 100 miles an hour in the game.
Jesus.
So because of the PS5 and the hardware, you get ridiculous movement. Like I'm not kidding you. You can cross the Spider-Man 1 map in like about 30 seconds. Huh. It's ridiculous. So if you go backwards, because I did that obviously, I went back to Spider-Man Remastered. The swinging still feels good. It's just terribly slow. Terribly slow. It's awful.
I'm glad they made it, if I'm not remembering wrong, they made it so that if you're swinging like that, your webs can just attach to nothing, which I think is great.
In Spider-Man 2, you still need stuff to attach to. You do, but there's so much shit. I mean, you're in New York, so you just fucking fly.
It was either that or they just attached to nothing. I think it might have just been there's so much shit around that there's always stuff to attach to, because imagine being Spider-Man and then you just have to walk. Or like take a cab.
Well, that's why they give you the wingsuit too. You can just fucking fly. You can just fly. So
webs aren't good enough for you?
No, I guess not. But 2 is crazy. It's crazy how fast you move. So I'm finishing Horizon Zero Dawn though. I might go to Days Gone at some point. And then I don't really know what to play after that. I'm kind of up in the air about a couple things I might play. But I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah, my tides are kind of shifting, but I think the Spider-Men are on they're the next target on my radar. I still want to play Last of Us. I still haven't bought the remake yet.
I would honestly definitely do Spider-Man first and wait a little bit, because supposedly that rumor is like summer Last of Us 2 comes to PC. So
because I have Last of Us 2 on PS5 already. I have the game like digitally, I think. Mm-hmm. I think, not 100% sure.
For $10, you can upgrade to the PS5 version.
But I remember the remake when I was going to buy it. I think had like just come out or was like relatively new and was still $70. I'm like, I'm not paying all that. So,
yeah.
I'm gonna play that at some point because I want to watch the show too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like jumping into like 2 very, very long games. Maybe not. Maybe long, very depressing games.
The problem is The Last of Us 1 is so short and The Last of Us 2 is so long.
If I'm gonna put a lot of time into something right now, I think I want to do it. I want to do it in a fun sort of style. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was thinking of doing like either a Spider-Man or I was saying the Horizon games, which I don't think are terribly depressing if I'm not mistaken.
No, I mean Spider-Man definitely has sad beats to it.
The Horizon games, like.
Yeah, no, they're pretty positive. I mean, like the state of the world is terrible, but like the actual presentation is pretty positive. So.
I think Spider-Man is gonna be the move because I loved 2018 a lot, and it was a lot of fun to just do some like button spam combat, some like Arkham style combat. Web shoot some bitches.
Did you like the gadgets in Spider-Man 2018?
I don't remember if I used them a ton.
Hopefully not, because I got rid of them in 2.
I mean, that's probably fine. It strikes me as something I probably didn't use very much.
Yeah, that was kind of my least favorite part about 2. They got rid of all the gadgets. You have no gadgets. You just have web shooters now, and then you get like abilities with them. You get 4, and they're just kind of like
what I would use a ton,
worse versions of the gadgets.
What I would use a ton in the first game was the ability you get where you can swing someone around.
Yeah, that's still there.
I would beat the shit out of people with that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, 2 is really good. I have a lot I want to say on it, which is why I definitely want you to play it. Like, I think we could have an interesting conversation about it once you play 2.
Perchance.
So, because I have a lot of good things to say, and I also have a lot of really bad things to say about Spider-Man 2. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, I'm not totally fangirled for it. I still think 2018 was better than 2. So,
Man.
Just in terms of like story and like the way it makes you feel as the player. But it also might just be like lightning in a bottle. You know, like we didn't really have any Spider-Man games of that caliber up until 2018. So when it came about, it was like, holy fuck, like this is happening. And now it's just kind of the same. You know, Spider-Man 2 is kind of more of the same with some improvements. So it might not just hit the same. And then narratively, it's got some weird stuff. So it's a good story though. Yeah, it's pretty short. I think I beat it in 16 hours maybe. It's about the same length as the first one. That's 2018.
2018 is pretty short. It was I thought it was a lot of fun, and that's what I prioritize with games like that. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd say 2 is right there with it. I go for story priority, but gameplay is right up there with it. Yeah, the gameplay is not any worse than 1, so you'll probably still have a really good time regardless of what. And then you obviously get all the cool shit that happens in the story. So.
I think we should go in the same way as I've said that Batman should just have a gun. Give Spider-Man a gun. Give him a spider gun.
Yeah, they're like, it must be like a web shooter pistol, but no, it's a 9mm.
No, it's a 45. like it's a decently sized gun. Like he gets cornered, and he goes, "Oh shit, I guess you got me." Spider gun, and he shoots a guy
right in the chest,
point blank. The guy's like, "Spider-Man doesn't kill people," and he dies.
Last words. That was the guy who was killed by Spider-Man.
Well, I guess Spider-Man does kill people. And he falls.
Imagine his accuracy, by the way. Considering, like, in the Tom Holland movies, they show it best, where, like, he gets caught in a dream world by Mysterio, and he has to use just his spider sense, and he's able to fight entire robots with his eyes closed because of how, the spider sense works. Imagine his accuracy with a gun based on that. He'd be like,
he would
bang!
He would have Deadeye on all the time. Like... So we'll go to hit him with something, and he would turn around while he's like a millimeter behind him. Yeah. Spider-Man turns around and blows the guy's head off with his spider gun.
Yeah.
Give Spider-Man a spider gun.
Did I ever tell you about my the checkmate that happened in my life when I got pissed at Spider-Man 2018?
No.
So do you remember, obviously spoilers for Spider-Man 2018, if you haven't played it, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life, but Spider-Man 2018, there's this whole point of contention where City Hall gets bombed, and in that scene, Peter Parker's at the rally. It's not Spider-Man, he's at the rally.
Yeah.
And his spider sense goes off as the bombers are prepping the devices. And there's this weird, like, awkwardly stilted scene where he's, like, running through the crowd, and he's like this, and he sees, like, a bomber, and then he goes this way and sees another bomber, and he's, like, overwhelmed. And he's not doing anything. He's not like, hey, look, a bomb. He's just, like, literally, it zooms in on his face, and he goes, and he's, like, shocked and aghast. And I remember... I saw this scene.
What are those guys doing?
I saw this scene and I was furious. I was like, this is the dumbest representation of spider sense I've ever seen. He's a fucking Riri. Like, this is ridiculous. I was heated. And then I was checkmated by the comic bros. I learned that actually that is a common tactic that later villains use against Spider-Man. You can actually overwhelm his spider sense.
They got him for his spider-tism.
Yeah, you can actually overwhelm him with so much stimulus that he can't pick a target. And that's exactly what that scene, I guess, was dictating. Now that I've gone back and played it and seen it again, I'm like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
But 2 guys?
Well, it was like 4. They were all over the city hall. Remember, they blew up the entire thing. They practically killed our guy, man. There was 2 guys on stage that were the bombers. There was the, like, 4 on the sides, and then Martin Lee was in the back hanging out. So it was like a whole bunch of stimulus.
Granted, I think Spider-Man probably needed a decent counter. Because I guess you could just shoot the guy.
Yeah.
But, like, he could, what if, right? Machine gun. Mm-hmm. Too much bullets.
Too many, too fast. Bro cannot dodge a vector.
He can't dodge 500 7.62 rounds going his way.
Do you know who the villains are for Spider-Man 2?
No.
No. All right, I won't talk on it then, because I had a comment to make about something they did do different than the comics. Probably isn't like a spoiler, but
it's probably the Joker.
It's the Riddler. He's gonna Spider-Man. Welcome to Arkham.
The Joker being the main villain for Spider-Man 2 would be so fucking funny. Whoa,
dude, that would be pretty funny. But
you go around, like, who's doing this? And it's the Joker, like fucking the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, or the not the Heath Ledger one. The what is the shit one?
Jared Leto.
That guy. He jumps out. He's like, I'm the worst Joker. I'm the Joker.
And then Spider-Man just goes, this guy's fucking gay, and breaks his neck.
Where the fuck this guy come from? Spider gun, go!
Spider gun. Oh, man, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, we got more important things to do.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, done.
I think we're done.
Yeah. So as always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS feed. YouTube and Spotify both have a video platform, as well as side content on YouTube, baby. This is going to be a video that we're about to go finish making that you're going to see on YouTube. So check that out. It's genuinely hysterical, and it's at our expense. So there might
be some audio of us giggling at part of the video.
I was going to leave that in. So yes, you would have heard us
fucking giggling about it.
Yeah. So check it out. It'll be out there soon. You'll probably see it on Instagram, TikTok, which brings me to my next point. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. You can also contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, death threats, and Little Kitty Bid City hype news, etc.
Yeah.
All right, let's go embarrass ourselves.
We do that every time we do this show.
Fair.